if you've got a nutrient deficiency, I would suggest there's only two possibilities. Okay? One, your diet isn't adequate. Your diet's not good enough. There's something wrong with it. You're not getting what you need from your diet. That's one possibility. Okay? Anybody see Super Size Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Guy tried to live on McDonald's he did live on McDonald's for 30 days. Got very sick as a result. You know, surprise, surprise. It turns out Big Macs and French fries don't have all the nutrients you need. Isn't that a shock? Okay. So your diet could be bad enough that it's not giving you what you need. That's a possibility. The second possibility is that your diet contains everything you need, but your body's not working properly. It's dehydrated, it's toxic, it's inefficient, and you're eating everything you need to get what you need theoretically, but you're not getting what you need. Does that happen? Happens all the time. I believe it's actually the much more likely scenario for most people. I mentioned, in fact, B12. I think I mentioned this yesterday or recently. The fact that people eating animal products every day have the same rate of clinical B12 deficiency problems as vegans and vegetarians, even though they're literally consuming thousands of times more B12. I mean, vegans and vegetarians theoretically, well, vegans theoretically aren't consuming any B12. And people eating animal products are consuming tons of it. How do they have the same problems? They're taking in tons of B12. The problem is, as I've said to you guys before, it's not important what goes into your mouth. It's what's important, what actually gets to your cells. So people are eating maybe the right foods, everything they need to, but they're not getting what they need. That clearly indicates there's a problem, not with a lack of the nutrient in question, but with the body's ability to either access it or use it properly. Okay, does this make sense to everybody here? So there's an example I've used many times before. Young woman who heard me speak. I did a full-day seminar in Phoenix, Arizona several years ago. She came. A couple months later wrote to me and said, Loren, what you said was very interesting. I'm interested, but I've got a massive magnesium deficiency, and my doctor put me on this massive magnesium supplement, and I do well as long as I take it. I said, well, what are you eating? She said, I'm eating fruit and salad for a couple of years. Where can you get magnesium on a raw vegan diet? Leafy greens have tons of it. She was eating a big salad every single day. Was she consuming enough magnesium? Absolutely. She was consuming it. It was going into the pie hole, but it wasn't getting to the cells. Okay? So there's a good example. Now, I finally convinced her. It took me a month to convince her to come. She did. She stopped taking the supplement, began fasting, immediately began to have magnesium deficiency symptoms. But within, I don't remember now exactly, 10 to 14 days, those symptoms were gone. How? She wasn't consuming any magnesium. What does that tell you? If the symptoms disappeared while she was consuming no magnesium, what does that mean about what was already in her body? Magnesium must have already been there. Her body was holding magnesium, but she wasn't able to access it or use it properly. Fasting allowed her body to begin doing what it wasn't able to do before. And I haven't talked to her now for a couple of years, but within up to 2 or 3 years after her fast, eating exactly the same way she did before, she had no deficiency.